Close your eyes and breathe deep. And as you inhale, imagine that you're breathing in relaxation and calmness. And as you exhale, imagine tension, stress, any anxiety is being exhaled out of your body. Breath by breath, you're inhaling relaxation and exhaling stress and tension. Anything that is stuck or causing tension in your physical body begins to relax. Imagine your mind becomes clearer and more active. Your thoughts are very harmonious and peaceful. See yourself in a cabin out in the woods. Anything you need, you can find here in this comfortable cabin out in the woods. And as you look around in the cabin, you see a table. At this table is a bag, and in the bag you find a puzzle of many pieces. And the logical part of your brain takes the bag and opens it and dumps out all the pieces onto the table. And you ask, what process can I use to put this together? Keeping your analytical mind focused on the puzzle. And the more creative side of you leaves that analytical part of you sitting at that table, assembling the puzzle. That creative part of you starts wandering through the cabin, getting more familiar with the cabin. And you can see that anything you want is here. There's a place to sleep, a refrigerator full of food, as well as the cupboards and cabinets are stocked with food, and everything is clean and comfortable. You find many rooms in this cabin. It's rather expansive. And as you look around, you're excited to take some time at some point to really explore each room to see what it offers you. And so you take a moment in this process of exploring the cabin and step out onto the wraparound porch, and you see that beyond the property is a forest, deep and thick. And you just enjoy being here at the cabin. And that's fine for a while, maybe a couple of weeks. But you begin to want to explore and experience more. It's like the saying by an old wise man, ships are very safe in the harbor, but ships were not built to remain in the harbor. They're built to go out onto the ocean and experience the waves and the wind and go through the seas, moving goods and transporting people. And this is where the life of the ship occurs, not in the harbor. The harbor is just a place of refuge, a place to offload goods and take on more goods, take on more passengers and let other passengers off, do some maintenance and repair. But the life of the ship is out on the ocean. So how could you experience life staying here in this cabin, like a boat staying in a harbor, going nowhere? But the idea of stepping away from the cabin and going out into the woods, into the thick, beautiful forest, it's a little bit frightening. But then the question occurs, what is beyond the forest? And as you sit on the wraparound porch, your thoughts shift to, I want to find out what might be on the other side. And if anything unexpected happens, I can adjust and I can deal with it. And so a plan begins to form. You choose a good time to go out on a clear summer's day. And as you approach the edge of the forest, you get a little excited. And as you step in, you begin to see things you haven't seen before. You see a fawn and a doe nibbling away in a clearing. You look up and see a family of raccoons up in the trees. And the birds are chirping, and the squirrels are chattering. And there's some wildflowers. The air is fresh, crisp, and clean. You breathe deep and appreciate the fine, clean air in your lungs. And you begin to understand that it takes courage to explore. And it really pays off. It feeds your soul. It expands your vision. As you take another deep breath in and let it out with a big smile, you chuckle and ask yourself, what was I afraid of? What could there be to be afraid of out here in the woods? And the thought occurs, I just had to put together the resources and get some understanding to create this experience out here. And as you consider the many things that may be on the other side, you get excited. You now understand that you can take care of yourself out in the forest, and you can move through to the other side and find out what's there. And as you're going on this adventure, you begin to understand that your fear zone was trying to keep you confined. It's kind of absurd when you think about it. When you discover how wonderful it is to live in the courageous zone, where you prepare, make plans, and execute those plans to move forward and have new experiences, to have new challenges. And then the understanding occurs that it's within this courageous zone that you learn so much, and that you found those resources to expand in your life and in your knowledge. And it may have been uncomfortable at first, but change can be uncomfortable. As you think about going into the forest further, it's deeper into the unknown. And that's where everything you want exists, in the unknown, in the courageous zone. And then you begin to get a sense that the cabin is a sanctuary for you. Not a place to live, not a place to dwell, but a sanctuary to visit, full of resources and knowledge, to aid you and assist you as you move forward through life in your courageous zone. You may feel safe and secure in the cabin, but if you stayed there, it would limit your life. And the fear zone was really just a lack of resources and knowledge. And when you find something difficult, you can say to yourself, I can move forward and I can do things with the right resources and knowledge, coming out in a much better place, learning and changing. And then you begin to think, if I spend more time in this courageous zone, there's nothing that exists that I can't handle. I can handle anything that comes into my life, Even if it's uncomfortable and unpleasant, it will pass. And it is through your courage that you can manage your life to continue and make adjustments, to move forward to happiness, to accomplish your dreams. As your courage zone expands, you find that it can get so big that anything that comes into your life, you know you can handle. So you move forward and you find the edge of the forest. And the edge of the forest ends at the beginning of a beach, in a cove, on a warm summer's day. And in that cove is a boat that's anchored, and it can take you anywhere you want to go. And you can set the destination and choose the direction. You can gain the resources and knowledge to learn about the boat back in your sanctuary, back in that cabin, full of resources and knowledge. And so you sit at the edge of the forest, someplace comfortable, and see the small waves rolling on the beach, listening to their rhythmic sound. Then you begin to find your way back to the cabin. It's clear that life changes as you live in your courage zone. You find how easy it is to see your way back to the cabin because you've already blazed the trail. This allows you to pay attention to the things around you. You can enjoy the scenes and listen to the sounds and breathe the fresh, clean air. Take again all the beauty of the forest. And it occurs to you once again that this cabin is a personal sanctuary, and it's full of resources and knowledge and learning. And when you're at the cabin, there's this understanding that this is a place that connects from the best of you to something higher, more infinite, and that there's a certain level of kindness and gentleness and gratitude there in the cabin. There's a sense of excitement as you approach the cabin, and you're looking forward to the resources and knowledge that is there as you go through and explore and learn about each room. You realize how much this can help you move through your life towards what is fulfilling. And as you remember certain things in your past that had their difficulty, you learned from them what you can, but you understand that they don't hold you anymore, that you have moved on, that you have moved forward. You have learned to use this courageous zone, and life now becomes more meaningful. And then there you are, back in the cabin, seeing that analytical side of you at the table, putting the puzzle together. And as you approach the table, you reach into your pocket and you pull out the last two pieces of the puzzle. And as you look at the back of one of the pieces, it is written, Courageous Zone. And on the other one is written, Resources and Knowledge. And so you put these two final pieces into the puzzle, and you can see the picture. And the puzzle has always been, how can you change thoughts and ideas? How can you move from where and who you are now to who and what you want to be. And how do I unlock the knowledge and gain the resources to do that? And then you see it. The picture is a vision of you enjoying your life and doing the things that you choose to do, taking on challenges that you choose. And the question has been all along, where do I gain those resources and knowledge to move into the courageous zone? And then you realize that those resources are here at this cabin, and they have always been with you. And that you understand that you're not standing in a cabin full of resources and knowledge, but this cabin of resources and knowledge is inside of you, and that it has always been there. And now you can use this sanctuary and all of its tools to create the life you choose, the one you want. And then you understand that you're going to take a deep breath, and when you're ready, come back to the present, back to where you are, understanding that you are going to be returning to this cabin often, many times, to find the resources and knowledge that exist here. When you're ready, take a deep breath and stretch a little and flex a little. Wiggle your toes and fingers. And here you are in the present, but you have changed.